Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And in this segment of Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse, I am showcasing new Eternia. Too bad. I had to re-record this entire video because I botched it bad. It just, it was technical difficulties, a whole bunch. So I'm doing this again. But yeah, and I think it would been a real good video because I was so elated to explain how Too Bad when I was younger was one of my favorite figs, you know. But before I get into that, let us at least look at the package, right? The box art on this son of a gum looks so good. It's too bad that was not intended, that it doesn't have um like a small blurb like all the others explaining uh, what's up with this fig, who this character is and what he means in New Eternia. But the art here is really good. And you got Tuvar and Badra together just fighting off what I imagine to be a merman thing. Here we go. We got Tuvar. The box art right here looking really, really good. And Badra. Now, I gotta admit, I think they went with the 2000 X look because they gave him uh, the feet of, instead of the bronze boots that he normally has. Yeah, they decided to go with the pink color instead of bronze. Yeah, even in this gauntlet, um, I guess I don't know what they were thinking, but it's got a belt which wasn't there before. I mean, in the original, that's what I mean by before. And it's just kind of weird how they made him hella taller, Badra taller than uh, Tuvar, because man, I kind of want them to be symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? I wanted symmetry, but you know, you can't always get what you want. And yeah, just this is a very tall figure. This is the tallest of all the masters that I own. And it's because of this side right here. He's gigantic. Um, to put it in, I guess, in perspective, right? Uh, let us show Mechaneck, who's already got height difference above the others, and he still towers over Mechaneck. You know what I'm saying? So with just one neck peg, so that he's huge. Now, here's what he looks like. He come up with all this gear, that his double-headed axe. The Tuvar's got the gun because that's what he was, like a mercenary with a. They were both mercenaries, but this Tuvar, had a mask too in 2000 X, and got a shield. Right, this is the only thing that he came with in the original toy, and he was my favorite because he was the guy who would suplex people or bear hug them because of the way his body was set up. Too Bad was probably the most fun toy other than Cyclone that I had. I'd have Cyclone and him have epic matches because Cyclone could do the clothesline move. This guy's got the suplex kind of move and bear hug move, so they were the best for the wrestling back in the day. So yeah, I'm gonna take off his shield. You guys are gonna have to see how I did with his mace, so that they could both. And so yeah, you can see my elation and joy from the first time I did this video, because look at the expressions on their faces. He's so happy and he's so happy, and then they look like they got maracas, like he's performed the maracas in a salsa a salsa studio. wish I could salsa. The sexiest dance there ever was. But yeah, no, I'm just not coordinated enough. But I appreciate watching um, salsa done. I was just like, man, your boy Coco is not Coco Suave when it comes to dancing at all. Yeah, no coordination, none of that, which is a shame because, like, as an island boy, I kind of wish that I did, you know. But no, instead, I had to come up with other ways to to make up for those lack of what do you call it, dancing skills and be charming. But yeah, alternate fists, pow 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 pow. One for Badra, the other for Tuvar. Too bad. Yeah, this classic shield. If you look at the shield, looks pretty good. It's got the double-headed dragon, double dragon, kind of the same thing that's on the belt. Yeah, it's kind of weird, weird. But yeah, which is also the same thing on the axe. Uh, we're gonna go with the box art and give him the axe. But axe somebody. Yeah, if they just want to do double assault, smash and slash. Here comes the axe. Here comes the smash. Demolition. You're just so happy, their expression. I like it. The expression is priceless. Um, he's huge. The only thing that's bigger than Too Bad, I would say, or comes close to being that size of it is Whiplash. Whiplash is huge. There's, of course, you guys are gonna see a whole video on Whiplash later. But remember, I had to redo this video. Let's compare him to Tall Snout Spout. So Snout Spout seems to be the only other character that seems to be able to face off with this dude in height. You know what I mean? I guess they're trying to do the battle among the giants. Snout Spout would be the guy who would be able to fend them off. Yeah. So in a way, Snout Spout being as big as he is, kind of cool to have to take on the likes of Too Bad, you know. But Too Bad's no joke because he can zap you with his pistola. Cheater. Yeah. Pew pew. he just he just shoot you in the face. Shootiness, rootiness, tootiness. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't, it's kind of hard to you can't you have to use this shield for him because the physics does not allow this to happen on this side because this one side's clearly bigger than the other. So yeah, it's just meant to be for our guy Badra to have to wield, you know. I'm saddened that if they ever probably did a vintage version of this guy, it'll be super faithful to the colors. They'll give him boots. It'll be symmetrical. I don't know if I will like them as much. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know if they'll get to it, but I hope they do because I want both versions. You know what I mean? I want options. Nice to have options when it comes to Too Bad, but I wouldn't be too hurt if we don't get any more other than this. Because they did a pretty good job with this. I mean, it won't be vintage, but it's all right. I'm okay with the new Eternia version because this thing comes close to that classic look. And yeah, it's a pain in the buns to get this shield on. Um, so yeah, if he's gonna be that, I'll give him the axe, I guess. Actually, we can't have two people with bash and bash. So I guess it would make more sense for him to rock a mace in this situation. I'd say, but that's just me. It's for me it would just seem like it would make sense because it would also match his uh, shield to a degree, which is crazy because this would match that more than yeah. It's just bizarre. Like, and they didn't even get along. These guys, they were competing against each other in the for the I guess the at the time for the prize, the money. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's better to put the axe closer to the blade closer to the mouth of this thing so that it has a tendency not to spin around so much. You know what I mean? Yeah, too much weight, it'll start to slip down. But the closer it is to here, you won't experience too much spinning weight issues. You know what I mean? So yeah, uh, he looks fantastic. The only thing I have, I guess, a real kind of issue with is that he cannot you cannot do a regular uh standing thing because he's clearly taller on one side than the other. You know what I mean? It's just he just towers on the right side. So you kind of have to force him to have a different stance. Another problem I have with him kind of is his texture here. I figured he'd be smoother. It just doesn't make sense to him have these like muscle tissue like texture. It's just kind of weird. You know what I mean? I don't really fan of it. Uh, Waste is kind of cool, but other than that, uh, yeah, it's just I think he's a fun figure to have. You know what I mean? I definitely have a lot of fun with him, and I wish you know he got good head range for this one, but the I don't know. Just at the same time, while there's good range here, it also feels like it's not enough range. But you know, the good news is he's sufficient enough for the price. I guess he's a deluxe, so he's somewhere around the $30 range of things. You know, um, I don't think I paid anywhere near 30 for this guy. Heck, gee, I think somewhere closer to 25, but or less. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm excited about that. Um, but yeah, he's pretty happy. I might have to have him do the Morocco pose with two aces. But yeah, I think he looks fantastic. He just everything about this, is faithful enough to the to Too Bad in spirit and everything, and then it's 2000 and X expired with classic tendencies too. Yeah, no, this thing is win. They went all out. They gave a lot, extra hands. This it's a total win. I highly recommend. The only problem is, again, he's so tall. I don't know, and it just doesn't seem to match well with others. Like let's put Cloth with Clawful, he even Clawful's supposed to be big, but man, he dwarves Clawful. Clawful looks like a dwarf in comparison because how big he is. Um, Pighead looks like he makes sense since they're both, mace wielding, smashing kind of guys. So I think they make congruency in hanging out. These guys make the most sense to hang out, right? I mean, that's just how I see it. Like if you're gonna do some bash guys together, that it's a good look together, or maybe even I guess a faker wouldn't be so bad to hang out. right? Because the blues kind of, match to a degree. Um, but that's the vintage one. I want to try to show him up with how cool he would look like with new Eternia Facor, you know, and it's a good look. Jeez. I mean, these guys look, I would say, look good to, they have that color congruency team, Uh, it's pig heads, gosh dang, weapon is just too much. I wish it was a solid color instead of translucent, So, yeah, I think it's a good look across the board. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, that is all I got for this segment of Master of the Universe, the Masterverse New Eternia Too Bad Edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.